with all the latest big talking points, news and discussion from the football world. This is Football Central. Go.
Hello everybody and welcome to Football Central for a football roundup here on this Friday evening. Hello, I am Sam Taylor, and I'm with your host, Mr. TubeMix. Hello, sir.
Thank you. I'm very good, thank you.
Good. And yes, You didn't miss it last week. We didn't do a football show last week, did we?
No, we didn't. No.
So we're all busy. So we do apologise. So we will make this week extra special with an extra memorable. On a week that's seen. The bottom two certainly look down now in the Premier League. The forms are coming out at the Hall forms for West Brom, and the blade is not so sharp for Chris Wilder and Sheffield United. In fact, I've seen today that Chris Wilder might be leaving.
He's left.
Has he gone now?
Yeah, I think he has. Yeah.
Oh no!
He's not agreed with the owners basically, so they've been clashing.
No. Yeah, so it's not to do with the results. It's to do with the way the club's
maybe a bit of both. Obviously, the results wouldn't have helped, but no. Obviously, there's been issues with them.
Yeah, they're a bit funny, the owners. Anyway. Yeah, so I mean, I'm a massive fan of Chris Wilder, and I hope he gets back into management soon because, I'm a big fan, and I'm really sorry, Sheffield United fans, because I'm sure you didn't want him to go, even though you're in a difficult situation, and
yes,
we didn't. And I certainly didn't want him to go. I think he's a terrific manager, and at the bottom of the league, that. Sheffield United, I think Chris Wilder's stock will have risen while he's been at Sheffield United. And I'm sure he'll be back in maybe even top flight management very, very shortly.
Who knows?
I think he's a really good manager, to be honest. So that's sad, and obviously, the show must go on and the Premier League will go on. But I think obviously if you're not agreeing with the owners, maybe it's the best thing. But Sheffield United will be hard pressed to find somebody that can do for the club what Chris Wilder did and has done. So that's very sad news. That's tonight. Mr. JLIWheels is not with us. He is working hard and in the dock. So, I'm hoping to get a pay rise if he can lend me some of this stuff that he's earning. Shout out to Mr. JLIWheels. Keep working that ass off, boy. And we will keep you entertained. Anyway, Will also keep checking the comments. So if you do,
Yes, yep.
If you do want to chat about anything, maybe this week's games or last week's games, I should say, at the last round, or maybe you want to talk about a certain player, or maybe you want to talk about the fact Chris Wilder's left his job or your team, or just chat to us in general. We are here. All avenues are open here on Football Central. So yeah, please do get in touch. A shout out to Mr. Ben Carney as well.
Absolutely.
Who's a very big, valuable member of our team. Not seen you for a while, Ben, but miss you, buddy, and hope to see you before the end of the season.
Yes, but I've spoken to him, and he's definitely up for coming for the final show of the season. So that'll be great, and yeah, maybe he'll be back, for a couple of matches before then. Who knows?
I hope you're well, mate, and I hope school's going all right as well.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Yeah.
Back at school this week, and hopefully, and I'd just like a shout out to everybody actually, who may have been a parent that's come back to work or
school, yeah.
People that's come back to school or college or uni
or university, yeah.
Week. Hope you're settling in all right. Stay positive but test negative.
Hey, I like that. That's good.
Yeah, and hopefully that'll be the last lockdown. I appreciate it's not an easy time for everybody, especially when we're in and out of jobs and backwards and forwards all the time. But
let's pray to God that will be the last ever lockdown, please.
Yeah. So I hope that if you've had a stressful time, although I've been back to college this week for the first time since before Christmas, and I really enjoyed seeing people's civilization again. I feel like a human being. I feel like a human being once more. So So however you spend your first week back, or whether you're missing the homeschooling or whatever, we are here to entertain. And
absolutely.
Sit back with your dinner, glass of wine. I don't know, on your trampoline, wherever you're listening, and we will have you jumping for joy. That's for sure. Right, without further ado, because I've rambled on enough, I will pass you to the host for tonight. You're the usual man, but by no means bland, Mr. TubeMix, who will talk about more in depth about the show and get us cracking on what you can expect to see and hear tonight.
Thank you very much, Sam. So basically, we'll be going through, talking about the games that have been, and also our predictions, and maybe we'll get into some talk about, the Champions League and the Europa League as well. So yeah, that's basically the gist of what you can expect tonight. So yeah, right. I suppose you should crack on. I think.
Where we started?
I think we should start Monday, Monday the 1st of March. Everton and Southampton.
How about the Everton and Southampton?
Yes.
Oh, are we going through the last 2 weeks of the results?
Yes, I think so. Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
Why do you not think we shouldn't do that?
Well, I suppose last weekend, the weekend before last, the results have gone, haven't they? So.
Yeah. So I think we should just go from the 1st of March onwards, and then yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine. So you want to do 2 weeks?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. No worries.
Okay. Right. So we'll start on Monday, the 1st of March. Everton 1, Southampton 0, and the goal from Richarlison in the ninth minute, assisted by Gylfi Sigurdsson. Obviously a good win for Everton. Obviously at home as well for them. So yeah, very good.
Clean sheet. I think Southampton. I heard Ralph Hasenhuttl say this. I think the fact that they don't know whether Danny Ings is going to sign a new deal isn't helping from Southampton.
No.
If I was Danny Ings, I'd stay.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but it's also his last chance for potentially, a big move, isn't it? He's in his prime now, Danny Ings.
I suppose. Well, where would he go? Where would he go in that top lot? That's. I suppose. I'll tell you where I'd go if I was Danny Ings, if I was going to move.
Where?
And you might think I'm mad, but I'd go to Leicester to start to get ready to replace Jamie Vardy.
Yes, Leicester I think would be a very good club for him because Jamie Vardy is not getting any younger.
It'd be guaranteed to get in there.
Yeah.
A lot of games because, if he went to Tottenham, he's got Kane, who's not going to. You get in front of Vinicius, but he's not going to get in front of Kane.
No.
So he won't play as much, and he's too good for that. Liverpool we need to go to because of the attacking options they've got, and he's been there.
Yeah.
Man City, again, you could potentially say he could play for Man City. I know it sounds mad, but
I don't think he'd get in at City.
What, he's getting ahead of Jesus, surely?
No, I think he's a great player, Ings, but I don't think he'd get ahead of Jesus.
You don't. No, we're serious. You don't think
yes.
he's getting ahead. So you'd have Jesus over Danny Ings, would you?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. JLIWheels, if you're there, please get in touch with us or anybody. This is breaking news. Mr. TubeMix, the Honourable Mr. TubeMix, has just got himself into a very sticky situation. he believes that Gabriel Jesus is a better player than Danny Ings, which is entitled to his opinion, but I'm just flabbergasted. But, but for me, okay, getting it. So we can beg to differ about that with Aguero coming to the end. And Jesus is okay, but if you look at Jesus, how many chances Jesus misses, he misses loads of chances. Danny Ings scores most of his chances.
Well, for me, I think Jesus would get in ahead of Ings.
Yeah, but Jesus has loads of chances created for him. Danny Ings doesn't have that many. Danny Ings has got a better strike.
And I don't actually remember Jesus missing a lot of chances. I more remember Sterling missing chances.
Jesus has missed loads of chances.
Oh, right.
Even when he scores, he has a clanger in him.
Oh. Well, yeah. Well, everyone's entitled to their own view. My view, though, Ings wouldn't get into the City team.
Okay. Well, we can beg to differ. Please, somebody get in touch, because I want this debate to go on, and that's what we're about on this show. Don't get me wrong, I love Mr. TubeMix. Mr. TubeMix is the top man, but this is why the show is great, because we have a good debate.
Yes.
But Southampton conceding a lot of goals, they're going to be safe. Obviously.
Oh, yeah, they'll be safe. They don't need to worry about that.
But they are conceding a lot of goals.
But as we did see, as we will come on to, they got a win again.
Yeah, and then a defeat.
Yep. This game featured the return of Allen, who, since he's signed, has become a key player for Everton, from Napoli. Doucouré, Allen, and Andre Gomez, and Gylfi Sigurdsson as well.
I like Alan. I think Alan's a really good player.
He is a good player, isn't he? And I think
he's very good at breaking up attacks.
Yes. Yeah, it's the first time that Everton have got quality in the midfield, doesn't it? I think this season.
For a while, yeah.
Yes. Well, because
they have got quality. They have had quality, but I agree they've got quality in that midfield. Or all the time now. You go back 10 years and they had Cahill, who would have probably got in this side as well. But
Tim Cahill, yeah.
But apart from him, the midfielders were hit and miss, really, weren't they?
Yeah, absolutely lifeless as a pundit, but a great player.
Well, there we go. I have to agree that time. I don't think he's the best pundit in the world.
Right. So, yes. And Richarlison, who's a fantastic player for Everton. What do you think of Richarlison?
Very good, very good. And you might scratch your head with me saying this, Will, but I think he could be better than he is as well. I think he's very talented.
No. I do agree with you. He's still got some things that he needs to improve on.
I think he's a very, very good player, but it's a compliment, really, that I think he's that talented. He could be even better. The only thing is with Richarlison, sometimes he's not that consistent.
No, he isn't, because Watford he started well and then dropped off.
I can sort of understand that because he was very, very young. What was he, 19, 20 when he went to Watford? But now he's like
now he's something like 23 or something, I think.
He needs to start to just become more consistent. And that's not saying I think he's rubbish. I think he's one of Everton's best players.
Yes, I'd agree.
Can rip any defence apart on his day. I just would like to see the performances he's put in recently, like against Liverpool. He was sensational.
He was, wasn't he? Yeah, absolutely fantastic.
I just would like to see him there, I'd just like to see him do that a little bit more.
Yes, yeah, definitely, and he's still quite young, and he's still got things he can improve on. He's not the finished article. No,
he's not the. He's not the finished article, and I think he'd be a frustrating player for me to coach because he's got if that was his ceiling, as in it reached as good as he was going to be, then fair enough. I think there's a lot more in there. I really do.
Yes, and I'm sure he will get more consistent.
Yeah, with a manager like Ancelotti, I mean, you can see now that Everton are better, he's playing better, but I still feel Richarlison could play for a Champions League club if he could produce his best.
He could, yeah.
But he's just not consistent enough. And then, anyway, I say Champions League club, and that's no disrespect to Everton, because the next few years they might get in the Champions League.
They might, yeah.
It's not,
we will see.
It's not impossible that.
No, especially with a manager who's had great, experience and, who won the
One
Champions
of the
League, I
best
think, didn't he,
managers.
with Chelsea? Ancelotti.
One of the he didn't win it with Chelsea. Didn't
Oh,
Mateo
sorry, no.
won it with-
Yeah.
He won it with Real Madrid, didn't he? Or did he win it before that? I'm not
Yes,
sure,
that
but,
was it. Yeah.
no, he did. He did win it with Real Madrid, yes. Because they went on a run of like winning 5 in a row, didn't they? That was ridiculous or something.
I can't remember.
But,
I was out of football then, mate.
but Angelotti is, arguably, it's not arguably, he is one of the best modern managers of all time. You talk about Mourinho and Guardiola is the pinnacle, but just underneath that level, then you've got Angelotti because he has won everything. And
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I mean, and he's managed in Germany, Spain, England. Has he managed in France? Has he?
I'm not sure, but look at the teams he has managed: Bayern Munich, Real
AC
Madrid,
Milan.
AC Milan. Like it doesn't. They are such big teams.
Yeah,
that
Napoli, Chelsea.
you don't manage that caliber of side more than once or twice if you're not a good manager.
Yeah, Juventus as well.
No, I don't know if you agree, Will, but I think where you got Guardiola and Mourinho sort of at the top with what they want, but then just underneath that, you'd probably say that Angelotti has been not recently maybe, but over his career has had a more successful career than Klopp so far because he's won everything.
I would say Ancelotti is third on the list of one of the greatest modern managers.
I agree. He's certainly you wouldn't put Klopp ahead of him, would you?
Oh no.
No, so he's done great, and he's a top manager, and everybody that talks about him, ex-players, say how good he was, and that's people like Ronaldo and John Terry,
and he's worked with some greats. He has. No, he's a top draw. Anyway, are we ready to move on from this? Because
Everton with a chance of the Europa League?
Yes, although I don't think they'll get there.
What? You don't think they'll finish in the top 7?
No, I just have a feeling they're going to slip up.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yes,
I'm gonna say Europa League for Everton and mid-table for Southampton.
Right. Okay. Right. Ready to move on?
Yeah.
Okay. The next game on Tuesday, the 2nd of March, was Manchester City 4, Wolverhampton Wanderers 1. Dodonka with an own goal to make it the first goal to Manchester City in the 15th minute. And then Connor Cody in the 61st minute got one for Wolves. Gabriel Jesus in the... What's that?
That was an equaliser, was it, from Connor
yes.
Cody?
Gabriel Jesus in the 80th minute plus 90 plus 3 minutes. And then Rio Mahrez in the 90th minute as well. And João Moutinho assisted Connor Cody's goal in the 61st minute for Wolves.
So the score actually flattered a bit at Man City then, obviously.
Yes.
I looked at 4-1 and I thought, Wolves must have been battered. But then what you've told me about the minutes of scoring and Cody equalises and the fact they scored on so late.
Yes,
shows me that Wolves didn't actually play that bad.
No.
Did you watch that game?
I think I might have seen it on Match of the Day. Oh, actually, no, I don't think I did.
fair enough. And just as a latest, Newcastle nil, Fulham. Sorry, I do apologise.
Aston
Newcastle
Villa.
nil, Aston Villa nil. Yeah, a team that are really in that relegation fight, Newcastle, but it's 0-0 at St James's, and luckily I have Sky and BT, so I can flick across to. I'm sure there's a match on BT tonight as well. Oh, is that the one on BT? No, this is the one on BT Sport. I do apologise. The other one is the championship game between Brentford and Blackburn, I think it is. So yeah. So I'll keep you up to date with the Premier League match. They are in the 48th minute, so just into the second half. And with that, back to Mr. TubeMix.
Right. Thank you very much, Sam. So yeah, I mean, Wolves have got to be very proud of themselves for the.
Well, yeah, it sounds like the score was a bit unlucky, really. Like, you know, like when it's one of those when you hear a score and you think, Wolves must have been battered today, but
Yeah, but it wasn't that case at all, really.
it wasn't that case. They just capitulated at the end.
Yes.
But I take on Wolves first of all. Well, you know, you're one of your favourites, and I know you. For all we've said about Nuno under pressure and all this, I know you're a big fan of Nuno, so I know Wolves hold a special little place in your heart, so I'll let you talk about Wolves.
Well, there's not really much I can say that I've said already, really. Do I think he's still under pressure? Potentially, although. Yeah, I don't know, but like I said, I pretty much said all I needed to say, you know, and I don't really want to repeat myself, really. But yeah, Wolves can go home proud, they can.
Do you think that, do you think that the Wolves squad, I'm not saying it's old, but we saw it with Tottenham, you know, when they had so many players for so long.
Yes, yeah.
It got a bit stale because they weren't bringing in many new players. Do you think that could be a case with Wolves, that the squad just got a bit stale and they need to bring? I'm not saying get rid of the top players. I'm just saying bring in more competition to liven it up a bit.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know. I don't think they're stale, really.
No, but do you think some of those players may have got a bit too comfortable?
No, I don't think so.
You know, like with Tottenham, because if you looked at Leicester City's side that won the league, there's only Schmeichel, Vardy, and Morgan. Fuchs that are still in that squad.
God, yeah, lots of them have gone, haven't they?
Yeah, you look at Tottenham's squad at the beginning of last season, not this season, but last season. You had Eriksen, Kane, Son,
Ali, Lamela,
Alderweireld, Vertonghen at the start of that season, Hugo Lloris. And you know, so you had a lot of Eric Dyer. You had a lot of players that were still there, and yet sometimes I feel like although they're the good players, they don't. Sometimes you need to freshen up.
Oh yes, of course, but I don't think Wolves. I don't think they need to freshen up.
I do think that's the same with Wolves. I think they do need to freshen up a little bit. I think. Apparently, Nuno likes to work with an extremely small squad.
Oh.
But you know, he likes to work with a small squad, like, you know, because that's just the way he likes it. But I do think that, like, with the European adventure, as good as it was, what did them in the end was the same players. Like, he couldn't really change it that much. and I think that's one of the problems when you've got a small squad, a very good squad that got them into Europe, but I think that is the issue. I think Nuno works with a bit smaller squad, not for the Premier League, but for all the competitions, if they want to become serious challengers for European titles.
Yeah,
but that's down the road.
But no, for me, I think Wolves, I don't think it's a case of them being stale or needing a freshen up, no.
And City, they're entitled to lose now.
Well,
even though they lost.
I still don't want to say definitely City because the way this season has gone.
No, I'm not saying definitely City, but I'm saying is it their title to lose?
You know, this might sound silly, but you know, just I just wouldn't. I wouldn't want to say really.
All right, then I'll say for me it's City's title to lose. To have an 11-point gap, is it at this stage of the season? Is in fact I don't know. It might be 14. It might be 14 again now because United didn't play in the week and City did. I'm not sure. Although I think City may have had a game in hand. So yeah. But whatever it is, 11 points, 14 points. I don't know if you just want to check the Premier League table though. But,
yeah. All right. So Manchester City 68 points.
What are United on?
54.
And what are City on?
68.
Yeah, it's 14 points. And how many games have they played each?
Well, what do you mean?
How many games have they played so far this season?
City 29, Manchester United 28.
Oh, right, so United have a game. So if we win our game in hand, we go 11 points behind.
Yes.
Right. So yeah. No, but it's still City's to lose. I mean, 11 points at this stage of the season, not impossible, but and like Will said, quite rightly, it's been a crazy season. But yeah, I'd be very surprised now if.
Well, well, we will see come the end of the season.
All we can do is hope that they do slip up.
We will see at the end of the season.
What they need is a few Steven Gerrard slips, like he did when he, when Chelsea scored, Denver Bar scored.
I believe so. Yeah, I don't remember it because I was out of football then, but I believe so. I've heard about it.
Were you ever in football?
Well, I only really came back to football when Van Gaal's last few games and then Mourinho came in.
And just remind the viewers why you left football.
Well, I don't... I don't really know. I just sort of drifted out, I suppose. But when I did like football before, it was never the same as I did now, you know. But yeah, I don't know. I just went out and then suddenly one day just decided to come back in again.
If you need any modern day questions, I'm sure Will of the last few years would be the best at answering them, and probably also the older questions.
Anything before 2016, no. Anything after 2016, then yes, for me. Otherwise, if you got a question pre-2016, then Sam or JLIWheels, you know, they're your best ones to ask.
Fair enough.
Okay, right. So let's move on now. So
Wolves safe for you?
Oh yeah, of course they're safe. They're not gonna go down.
How many points are they ahead of Fulham?
Oh, hang on, I'll go back on the table. Wolves are 12th, so they are right. Let's see. Wolves at 35 points, and then Fulham are 26 points.
Oh right, yeah. So there's 9 points. So you imagine that they are safe. It's still not totally safe.
I can't see them going down because there are far worse teams.
They're a bit too good to go down.
Yeah, I can't see them coming down.
They've got to be careful. They've got to be careful they don't get dragged into it very easily.
and Jimenez hopefully could be coming back soon, maybe. So.
Well, could he before the end of the season?
Well, maybe, yeah. I don't know.
Is that the word on the grapevine? Is it?
No. I'm just thinking he probably might be back at the end of the season.
Yeah, 'cause isn't he in training now?
Yes, he is in training. Yeah. So we'll see.
All right. Yes.
Anyway,
well, I suppose they've got to be very careful because it was a heading.
Oh well, yes, of course. Nuno has, said they're going day by day.
I imagine heading of the ball's minimal as well. The minute.
Yes, yeah, of course. Right. So, are you ready to move on?
Ready when you are, buddy.
Okay, so we move on to Wednesday, the 3rd of March, and there were 3 Premier League games. We'll start with Burnley and Leicester City. It finished 1-1. Vidra for Burnley in the 4th minute, and then Iheanacho for Leicester in the 34th minute, assisted by Wilfred Ndidi.
Yeah, Iheanacho's coming up with some important goals because obviously Vardy's not been on it particularly, but he has had a hernia, so I imagine I know he did have an operation, but I imagine that's taking its time to
yeah, and especially when he's getting old as well.
Yeah, I do wonder if he's just he's still rapid, but I just wonder if he's just lost a yard of pace.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know. I could see him leaving Leicester. I don't think he'll be there for many more seasons, Vardy.
I don't think he'll leave at the end of this season.
No. I think he'll have 2 more seasons there. Maybe go to the MLS and then retire. Maybe.
Yeah, unless he wants to retire at Leicester and just come off the bench. When it's important.
I could see him going to the MLS actually, Vardy. Yeah.
If he manages well though, he'd still be good up for Leicester off the bench when he's really old.
Well, yeah. You wanted to stay at Leicester, don't you?
You can tell that. Can't you?
Yes.
I don't know. I think it's important. It depends what Vardy wants. If it's like Wes Morgan and he's happy just to see his career at Leicester, which you can understand, help the youngsters, then that are coming through, the young strikers, because what a great player to learn off for the next player they bring in.
Why is he happy at Leicester?
Who?
Where's Morgan?
Yeah, well, he's helping the young the defenders, isn't he? Apparently, he's really
we don't know.
He's really involved behind the scenes. So.
Well, he's struggled with injuries, hasn't he, the past few years? So.
And he's old now.
Yeah, he's something like 36, 37.
Yeah, but no, what I'm saying is if when Leicester bring a replacement, but a younger striker in who can play a lot more games. If Vardy's still there playing, but just coming off the bench, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And what a great what a great player for a young striker to learn off. Jamie Vardy will be
Yes.
with his move, with
Oh
his
yeah,
movement and his,
I'd wanted to
with
say
his.
at Leicester, but I could easily see him going to the MLS. I don't know. It just
All I'm
sounds good.
saying is, what a great player he'd be to learn off with his movement and his, you know, with his movement and his intelligence. There's talk of the Celtic lad, Edouard,
Oh yeah, yeah.
going to Leicester at the end of the season.
I'd reckon
And
he'd go to Arsenal though.
what a great player Jamie Vardy would be for him, or Aubameyang, either one, to learn off.
Yeah,
Because he's still young. So to have strikers that are still playing that have as good a record as those two did, you'd learn so much, wouldn't you?
yes.
So as a younger player.
Oh yeah,
And,
I'd wanted to stay at Leicester, but I don't know. It just sounds good, Vardy in the MLS.
yeah. Well, I think we've all had enough of VAR, but we can't get enough of Vardy.
I like that one. Anyway, yeah, and Wilfred Ndidi, is a fantastic, versatile player who I'd quite happily have at United.
A very good defensive midfielder, maybe not quite as good as Kante, but not far off.
Would you have him at United if they had the chance to sign him?
100,000,000% yes.
Absolutely, I would. One, because he's a great player, and two, because of his versatility.
And in that defensive midfield, protecting the back four or five with Bruno ahead of him, brilliant.
Absolutely. And yeah, good.
I'll lay signing, please.
Yes, absolutely. And obviously we'll get to United in a second, but what do you think? I'm sure you've heard of, Darren Fletcher, and, they've had a bit of a shake-up behind the scenes at United. So what have you thought of that?
Well, the fact that isn't Darren Fletcher the technical director now?
Darren Fletcher is a football director, and then Richard Murtoff, I think, or Murto, is head of development, I think. But yeah, Ed Woodward won't be involved as well in transfers as he was before.
How come?
Well, because Darren Fletcher, he'll. But
good.
then,
Maybe he's realised that he can't actually, he's not a very good football man at bringing people in, so he'll get actual football.
Maybe, yeah. And so Darren, what happens is.
Best news. That's the best news I've heard all year so far. Ed Woodward, as we see of him, the best.
Stepping back, yeah. And
he's better where you can't see him, in the cupboard.
Yeah, so what happens is Darren Fletcher will, handle the first bit of transfers, and then he'll report back to Ed Woodward.
Yeah, I'm sure Ed Woodward will still have a say on it with the prize.
Oh, he will, yes, but he won't be as involved as the transfers. So yeah, I think it could be a really positive direction now at United.
Yeah, because Ed Woodward is a good businessman. There's no doubt about that.
Yes.
So he'll be very good with the finances. What he wasn't very good at was the football side of it.
Yes.
Knowing what players to attract.
Yeah, David Gill was a good businessman, but also he seemed to be really good as a football man, didn't he?
He did. Yeah, and that's hard to find. Ed Woodward, there's no doubt about his ability of a businessman, but struggled to attract footballers. Now, I'm sure the managers had some say on that as well.
Yes.
But yeah, I think getting Darren Fletcher in and letting Ed Woodward and the Glaziers sort out the checks and make sure that everything's done correctly, then like I say, the less we see of Ed, the better. I don't particularly like the fella, to be honest.
No,
I think
no.
I'll just repeat the story because I know we want to move on. But I watched the game with you know this story, don't you? Well, Brighton beat Man United when they beat us
Oh, yeah, yeah.
last season, the start of the season before, and then Jose Mourinho's last few months in charge, and at the end of the game, Brighton beat us 3-2 at Brighton, and the chairman of Brighton went to shake Ed Woodward's hand at the end of the game, and Ed Woodward just walked past, looked at his hand and walked past it. And I thought that was disgusting.
Yeah, but you could
Absolutely
also
disgusting.
understand, emotions are high immediately after a game.
I don't care. No. I don't care if your emotions are high or what. If somebody puts their hand out to you like that as a mark of respect, you shake their hand.
Yeah, but Sam, if you were in his shoes, emotions are high if you've lost a game.
Not at the moment, shaking hands, everybody, by the way, because of COVID. But under normal circumstances, carry on, Will.
Yeah, but if put yourself in his shoes, Sam. You just lost a game like that. Emotions, run high. What might seem, normal, but then obviously, just
you've got to have balance, Well, emotions might be running high. I play football, and trust me, if we've lost or I feel angry, then yeah, I'm not very happy, and I might slam my chair into the wall after the end of the game because I'm angry. But I never don't shake the opposition's hand or the referee's hand, no matter what's going on.
But if you're feeling angry, maybe it's not a good idea to shake their hand, because wait till you've calmed down.
You've got to be modest. That Brighton chairman put his hand out for Ed Woodward to shake it, and Ed Woodward was a bad loser and just looked at his hand and walked off. No, I'm sorry, Will, but there's no excuses for that. I'm sorry, you are entitled to your opinion, but you do not shake somebody's hand.
I would
you've got to be modest. You've got to be modest in defeat. You have to be there.
I agree, but I'd also agree. Put yourself in his shoes, and
I don't care what shoes he wears. Nike,
not literally.
He might wear Adidas. He might wear whatever shoes he bloody wants. But you shake somebody's hand if they come up to you, or shoulder pump them at the minute. But again, JLIWheels, man, sound this, but to not shake somebody's hand just because you've lost is that you can be angry, but to not shake somebody's hand when you're the chairman, when you're representing something like Manchester United, or representing anything, and you're the head of that club, and the figure of that club and the face of that club is just disgusting.
But I would argue, I think shaking someone's hand, you'd have to be calm. If you're angry, I don't think it's a particularly good idea, shaking someone's hand.
Why?
Well, because I think you need to be calm, really. Let it sort of sink in, and then, relax a little.
Yeah. No, completely. No. Okay.
Okay, anyway, let's move on. And, Burnley, of course, will be safe. Not much really to say about Burnley. And Leicester, good for them to...
Burnley aren't safe.
Well, I don't think they're going to go down because there are worse teams than them.
Neither do I, but again, there are another one that could be drawn into it if they're not careful.
Well, maybe, but No, there's not really much to say about Burnley, and and good point for Leicester. So yeah,
Sean Dice does an excellent job with them. I don't think Sean gets the credit Sean deserves, but yeah.
he has done a fantastic job at Burnley, hasn't he?
With the squad he's got, he gets the maximum. We've said this before, the maximum out of his squad. And Leicester battling for a European top four place again. I just hope they don't fade away again because like did last season.
Yes, I mean that would be a big concern if you're a Leicester fan. But even if they do, it's still been a good season, and still keep Brendan Rodgers as your manager because he's doing a fantastic job.
Oh yeah, they're not going to sack Brendan Rodgers as no terms. Unless the only issue they've got is if Brendan Rodgers leaves for somewhere like Real Madrid or
somewhere like Real Madrid.
Why not? He's good with young players.
Brendan Rodgers at Real Madrid.
Yeah.
I could never see that one happening. In fact, that's almost hilarious to think that, I think.
Is he not good enough? Well, just because he failed at Liverpool.
Well,
he failed.
He's good for Leicester, he's good for Celtic, but, just because he's good for them doesn't mean he can cut it at Real Madrid. And if he didn't do well at Real Madrid, then that could be really damaging.
But Pochettino did very well at Spurs, but never won anything. And yet, if he goes to PSG and everybody's lost,
he's already at PSG.
That's what I'm saying. When he went to PSG, everybody was like, "Wow, this is amazing," and I agree because I think Pochettino is great. But in terms of management, they're about on the same level. Surely Pochettino and Brendan Rodgers. Just because Brendan Rodgers is managing.
No,
Leicester.
I would say Pochettino is better than Brendan Rodgers.
But why?
Well, because Pochettino probably plays better football than Brendan Rodgers does.
Does he? I think they're about the same. I can see why you'd say Pochettino, but I think they're both great managers. Don't get me wrong, I love Pochettino. And I love what he did at Tottenham, but all the point I'm trying to make is...
Well, yes. I know he didn't win anything at Tottenham.
But all I'm saying is, if Pochettino could not win anything at Tottenham for all the good football they played, and Brendan Rodgers do so well at Leicester, albeit a very well-run club, but take them to the next level consistently, which he has done. I know they won the league, but on a consistent basis, he's improved them. And yet, somehow Brendan Rodgers isn't good enough for Real Madrid, Barcelona, PSG.
I really couldn't imagine Real Madrid or Barca appointing him at all.
Is it because he's English? If his name was Rodrigo Fernandez, would we be saying, "Oh yeah, Rodrigo, he could manage Real Madrid"? But the fact he's English,
maybe a bit of that, but
the fact he's England and his name's it's not English, it's Irish. But the fact he's British and he's got a name like Brendan Rodgers, we go, well, yeah, Brendan Rodgers in Real Madrid doesn't sound very sexy. So we won't.
No. Well, it doesn't. But no, I just couldn't see him at Real Madrid.
Do you see the point? I'm trying to make? That I'm not disagreeing with it. I'm just saying the fact he's English, does that work against it?
Well, maybe a bit, yeah, but...
Sorry, the fact he's British, does that work against it? It's not English.
Well, yeah, yes, maybe a bit, but Leicester, no disrespect to Leicester, but they're not as big as Real Madrid.
No, I know they're not as big as Real Madrid, but surely that would be a step up for Brendan if he went.
Yes, but then we found, managers,
surely,
David Moyes doing well at West Ham and Everton, stepped up to United and it was a step too far for him. I think it would be the same if Brendan Rodgers went to Real Madrid.
Okay. So let's say for the next 3 out of 4 years, Brendan Rodgers gets Leicester into the Champions League. If you were Real Madrid and you got them in the Champions League 3 out of the next 4 years, and if Real Madrid were struggling, would you not then look at employing him?
Well,
wow, look at what this guy's...
It would depend on other managers being around.
I'm just saying, would you not consider him as an option if he got them in the Champions League?
Well, I don't know, because it's very hypothetical.
No, but if it was the case, would you not? No.
I don't know. I don't think so, no.
Maybe that's another question for the debate. We're having some good debates, and I respect you. I do, and I'm sure you respect me as well, because I really do respect what you say. But that's why we have debates. So, right. Anyway, yeah. So Leicester battling for the European spots, and Brendan Rodgers has made them into a consistent force. Now I know they fell away, but all this talk about the Big Six only being the 6 biggest clubs isn't true anymore, because Leicester keep finishing in that top 6.
No. I'd still agree that the Big Six will always be the Big Six.
Yeah, in terms of name and in terms of how big the clubs are.
Yes.
But in terms of football, do you think Arsenal have a better squad, man for man, than Leicester do?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
Exactly.
I still think Arsenal have a fantastic squad. Better than Leicester.
You do? Okay.
That's a tough one.
You can't have a Big Six just based on the 6 biggest clubs. Because I agree, the 6 biggest clubs in terms of stature are Liverpool, Man United, Arsenal, Chelsea, and Tottenham. But Leicester are 3rd in the Premier League, and they're 3rd in the Premier League because, all right, they're not one of the Big 6, but they're a 3rd best team in the division.
Yes.
No?
Yeah.
So surely then you class a Big 6 in terms of playing on the field isn't the Big 6 in terms of playing anymore. It might be in terms of stature, I agree. Other teams can't compete financially with those teams. It doesn't mean that they don't have as good a side.
It's a difficult one, really. For me, I only think of the Big 6 as sort of stature, really, like you say.
So, yeah, rather than maybe the 6 best teams.
Yes.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, Newcastle are just the bar.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah, and they've got to win, haven't they, Newcastle, really?
Jacob Murphy just had a fantastic effort off the bar. Is it going to be fine margins? Is that why? Is that going to... Could that miss, or I say miss, it's a great effort, but could that hitting the bar, Newcastle hitting the bar, be the difference between Newcastle going up and staying down this season? It could come down to moments like that, couldn't it, Will?
Yeah, well, you wouldn't have thought it, would you, that, a few weeks ago, a few months ago, that Newcastle would be in this position.
Yeah, you You want Steve Bruce to go, don't you?
Well, football for me has to be entertaining, and for a lot of people, football is entertainment, and if it's not entertaining, then there's no point.
Fair enough.
Would you?
So what do you say?
Okay. I'd be interested in hearing your views, Sam. Is
No, I
football?
agree.
No, I'm sorry, Sam.
What's more important, entertainment or winning?
Well,
If you won every week, and Newcastle aren't, so it has more relevance. But if you won every week, would you rather win every week or win every other week playing it? Would you rather win every week playing what we perceive as boring football, or win every other week playing entertaining football but never winning anything?
win every other week with at least entertaining football.
Without winning a trophy.
Yes.
See, for me, yes, it's annoying when teams, don't play to their full potential because you feel like the manager's shackled them. But for me, if you're winning every game 1-0, it might be boring, but you're going to be successful.
Yeah,
like
but football has to be entertaining, I would argue.
Well, I agree, it should be entertaining.
If a match isn't entertaining, I go upstairs, I do. Because I want to be entertained at the end of the day.
I think this is why your football knowledge lacks a little bit, Will. Because everybody likes to be entertained, don't get me wrong. But I think if you will transfer Villa, good defending, and if you were an Atletico Madrid fan and you saying you want to be entertained, would you sack Diego Simeone?
That's a tough one. Well, for me personally, matches have to be entertaining. Burnley, I wouldn't really want to go watch Burnley particularly because they're not entertaining.
Okay, would you sack John Dice then after everything is done?
Well, I guess it's what's successful for them, but for me, it has to be entertaining.
They've scored. Villa have scored. Ollie
Excellent.
Watkins has scored.
Who scored?
Ollie Watkins with a header.
Brilliant. He's continuing his good start in the Premier League. Yeah. But as I was saying, if a match is not entertaining, I just leave because I want to be entertained. I do. I'm not going to sit through a boring game.
Then you could argue that not everybody can be at Man City. If Burnley tried to be Man City or tried to play that sort of football that Tottenham play or Liverpool play, then they get hammered every week.
I get that, yeah. I also get that view, but...
Do you see what I mean? Because of the way they play, they have to play that way to be successful because they've not got the players or the flair or the ability to play that way as a team.
Yeah, and I totally get that. But for me, games have to be entertaining, otherwise there's no point. Just for me personally.
Fair enough. I accept your opinion, buddy. I really do.
Another good debate, isn't it, that?
Yes, does football have to be entertaining? Maybe people could answer this. Is entertainment more important than results?
Yes, and if it's not entertaining, do you think, is there any point to football if it's not entertaining?
Maybe you can have your say. Feel free, everyone.
Yeah, I'll just see if there's any comments. No, we don't got any comments.
Okay, right.
Right, let's move on. And yeah. So I thought we would. Oh, yeah. Sorry. So, Sheffield United won, Aston Villa 0, and they won, and a win for Sheffield United. Phil Jagielka getting a red card in the 57th minute. Oh, excuse me. And McGoldrick in the 30th minute, assisted by Baldock.
Bulldog.
Yeah. By Bulldog.
Not Bulldog.
Oh, yeah.
Just to clarify. Bulldog. Yeah. Just, I know you said Bulldog, but I'm just saying you didn't say Bulldog. Don't worry.
No.
No. That's just when he does his That's just when he does his Boris Johnson face, isn't that right, Will? Anyway, so apparently Villa dominated this game and
Yes.
had loads of chances.
They did.
Sheffield, did you watch it? Yeah.
Oh, hang on. Oh, I can't remember, actually.
Yeah, apparently they had loads of chances, Villa, and it was, you know what I mean by smash and grab.
Yes.
They Sheffield United just took their opportunity and nicked it, but it was one of those days that everything Sheffield United hit everything Villa hit just didn't go in, and Sheffield United, to their credit, stuck in. Phil Jagielka scored for Chris Wilder's side, or should I say Chris Wilder's former side. You weren't with us earlier. I'll just check if it is confirmed about Chris Wilder. You give your take on that result, Will.
Well, yeah, Sheffield United a win, but too late, really. So, yeah, they
not been good enough, I suppose.
No. Yeah, so yeah, I'm afraid for Sheffield United a win, but too little, too late. And I have to say, quite shocked with Phil Jagielka getting a red card.
It just says Wilder set to leave Sheffield United, so he's not left.
Well, he's got to have left already, because he said he's leaving on Friday. He's not going to leave like at 10 o'clock in the evening.
Well, he's not quite it's not quite it's not quite left by the looks of it. Let me just
Right.
check. So we may have been talking prematurely. Yeah, it just says here.
Well, that's a bit daft then.
Wilder set to leave Sheffield United after weeks of disagreements. So it's not. So we do apologise. It is still, from what we said earlier, when we had a discussion about how sad it was that Chris Wilder got a chance for Newcastle. When I said how sad it was that Chris Wilder had left, he's not officially not not left yet. So there we go.
Well, that is quite daft for just to be like, if you're going to leave like 10 o'clock in the evening.
Unless it's not quite left yet, obviously.
Well, if he wants to leave, just leave now.
Or maybe they're still talking about it. It's not been confirmed. It's not been confirmed anyway.
It won't do the club any good.
Newcastle nearly scored at one end, and then Sheffield United. Villa have nearly scored at the other, but Ollie Watkins had his shot saved by Dubravka.
I thought he scored.
No, he did score, but he's just had another chance.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So anyway, are we ready to? What are we on now?
Well, yeah, but I think we're ready to move on because there's not really much to say, really.
Right. Newcastle have scored.
Oh.
Newcastle have scored. It looks like Jamal Lascelles has scored in the 93rd minute of 94 minutes. He scored in the 93rd minute to rescue a point for Newcastle United.
How disappointing.
From a Jojo Shelby free kick that was kept alive, and Lascelles rose like a salmon and put it in the net.
Right, and then the final game on the Wednesday was Crystal Palace 0, Manchester United 0. Really drabless, a drab game. So there's really not much to say, really.
1-1. Game over.
Oh, pity. How disappointing.
Newcastle have rescued a point through, it looked like an own goal from Clark. But I thought he played for Newcastle.
Well, that is disappointing. But anyway.
Clark has scored for Newcastle. To rescue a point is 1-1. End result.
Anyway, right. So, so let's move on. So, yeah, really not much to say. Really drab game.
Did you watch it, Beth?
I did, yeah.
Did you see it all the way through?
I had to battle through, but yes.
What was wrong with the two teams then? Was it I didn't see the game?
Both of them, weren't clinical enough, and just wasn't a great game at all.
Did they have any chances?
What's that?
Did they have any chances?
I think it was between only a few. And yeah, by the end of it, I was just like, I'm so glad the game is over because those are minutes I'll never get back.
But we have to discuss the game. So what lacked? Intensity, energy,
well, both.
Skin? Did the defences play well if it was a 0-0 draw?
Well, yes, I guess so, yeah. Okay, maybe that's the only positive, really.
Clean sheet, but it wasn't the United against that we saw against City at the weekend then.
Yes, which we'll come to, and well, yeah, I think I'd quite like to move on anyway because we've got lots still to get through. So, and given that there's not much to talk about, so you alright if we move on?
Yeah, sorry, Crystal Palace man.
Well, no, I'm sure they'll agree there's not much to talk about. So,
Were there no penalty incidents or anything?
no.
Okay, well, we'll move on then.
Thursday the 4th of March, Fulham 0, Tottenham Hotspur 1, and they didn't really deserve the win because it was an own goal by Toshin Adebayo, I think his name is.
Yeah, you've got that right.
Former West Brom and Manchester City player.
He is. But Tottenham starting to rack up a few points now.
Yeah, I don't think they'll get in the top 4.
No, even with Bale force.
No.
Making you'll have to admit that Bale's playing well though.
Well, I won't get too carried away.
Oh, come on. In the last few games, don't get too carried away, but in the last few games, has Bale played well or not?
Well, yes, he's done quite well. I wouldn't say he's been amazing.
He's scored like 6 goals in 6 games or something.
Well, okay, that's pretty good, yeah, I suppose.
Pretty good. That's an average of a goal every game if you take his last 6 into account.
But even when he's performing well, he'll probably get injured again.
I knew that the Bale force would be back. Brilliant player. Best British player we've had for generations. The best British player of his generation. There you go.
Each to their own. Anyway,
and Fulham, all right, I know they lost 1-0, but there's definite signs of improvement from Fulham.
Yes, I'm really hoping they don't go down, Fulham, and I think they will. I think they will get out of it.
Play good football as well.
They do, and they've tightened up defensively, which was the key thing that they struggled with last time round in the Premier League that they were in.
And at the first start of this season as well. If this was the first half of the season, they'd be in mid-table now.
They would, yeah. So I think
because they had such a poor start, but maybe they've rectified it just in time. And I like the way Fulham play. I know we'll come on to the Liverpool game shortly when we played Liverpool, but they played really well in that game. They didn't just sit back and smash and grab. It was a very good performance.
Yes.
And they all take risks on the ball but good risks to try and create chances, and I hope they stay up too. Now that I know that Sheffield United are not going to stay up, then I hope that they stay up. And I don't know. I probably want. I don't know, because Newcastle's such a good club.
I'd rather they go down.
Newcastle's such a big club, though.
Well, I'd much rather Fulham and Brighton stay up and Newcastle go down.
See, I think Brighton haven't been clinical enough, and I think for all the good play, they have no end product.
I'd be quite happy for West Brom, Sheffield United and Newcastle to say bye-bye to.
Oh, would you not have a tinge of sadness for Sheffield United after what they did once? last year.
Maybe, maybe a tinge. I like that word, tinge.
Do you like Sheffield United, man?
Well, they don't really play, they don't play exactly entertaining football. So it's the teams that play good football I like, really.
So it's the teams with the best players you like, then?
Well, not necessarily the best players, but play good football.
Yeah. So you like Brighton, do you? You like Brighton,
Oh,
do you?
yeah. I like Brighton.
Even though they're not very bright in front of goal.
Yes.
See, I'd say Brighton are wasteful.
But that's just my view.
And would you not agree that Brighton have been wasteful with the fact
They
that
have, yeah. But I'd rather see Newcastle go down than them.
All right then. And that's it.
Okay.
Where are we up to?
And the next game, Everton 1, West Brom 0. Richarlison again, assisted by Gylfi Sigurdsson again.
Yeah, wow. Same combination.
Yep. And two really great players, Sigurdsson a great player at Swansea and has been a solid player for Everton as well.
It's been a bit hit and miss. I know some Everton fans until recently haven't been that impressed with him.
Yeah, he's but he's a good option to get off the bench, I think, to bring off the bench with his experience.
Yeah, and he's a creative player as well.
Yep.
And they're hard. They're hard to come across.
Yes.
Creative players. So.
And yeah, another good win for Everton. So let's see if they can finish in the top 4. I don't think they will, but who knows?
Say again. Sorry, Will. I just didn't catch what you said.
Oh, sorry. Well, another good win for Everton, and maybe they will finish in the top 4. I don't think they will, but let's see.
No, but they could finish in the Europa League places.
Oh, they could, yeah. Again, I don't think they will, but who knows?
Well, they're certainly in with a chance.
Yes, absolutely. And yeah, not really much to say about West Brom, really.
Was it what? It was 1-0 that game, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, the forms. The forms are sticking in it, the whole forms.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. But
hopefully, bye West Brom.
Allardyce will roll his dice, keep rolling his dice, and hoping the right numbers come up.
It'd be good to see the back of you.
Sorry, West Brom fans. You can't argue with Sam. We have this conversation every time. And for as much as you don't like his style of football, Will, which I don't really either, or him as a person, again, I don't really like him either, so I agree with you. That's too much to agree on. But what he can't dispute is the way his record's been of keeping teams up. He's been excellent at doing that. Regardless of what happens with West Brom, he has got some teams out of perilous positions in his time.
Well, he has, yeah, but
does he not deserve credit for that?
That's the past, though.
Yeah, but does he not deserve credit for what he's achieved at some of these clubs?
Well, I suppose so.
Way is actually giving. Just Just say that again, Will, on live air. What?
Uh,
What does?
I suppose he deserves a little bit of credit, I suppose.
Wow! Get this, everybody, get your diaries out. Sam Allardyce deserves credit.
Reluctantly, I say
Well,
that.
quoted from the horse's mouth. But yeah, I don't think they'll stay up this time.
No. Bye-bye, West Brom.
That didn't last for long, that phrase.
No. Anyway, there's not much to say about that, so let's move on.
Well, one little question for you away from football. I won't do what our other friend did, but who do you dislike more, Christina Aguilera or Sam Allardyce?
Oh, that's easy. Christina Aguilera all day and every night.
Right, okay, fair enough.
Right. Anyway, let's move on to Liverpool 0, Chelsea 1. Mason Mount in the 42nd minute, assisted by N'Golo Kante.
Yeah, Mount's a good player. I think he's overrated sometimes, but there's no doubt he's a good player.
He is a good player, and he's versatile as well, and young and English. Good combination.
Yeah, probably deserves his place at the Euros.
Yes, at least, if not starting, definitely on the bench.
Definitely.
And yeah, for Liverpool...
Liverpool struggling, going through a bad patch, which, as we see, continues to happen in the next week as well. So
yeah, I think they're missing their fans and they're missing Van Dijk as well.
Yeah, I know they've got issues at the back. They're struggling going forward as well.
Yes, I mean Mane, Salah, and Firmino don't seem to be struggling quite a bit.
They have been superb though, so
yes,
I think we will.
But there was one positive. This game saw the return of Diego Jota coming back after his injury. So really good to see him back. He's a player that I like.
Yeah, very good player. I agree. I do like Diego. I think he's a really good player.
Could you see Liverpool finishing in the top 4?
I don't think they will now.
And that would be almost unthinkable if you think about come the start of the season, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I think they'll get in the Europa League, but I don't think they'll finish in the top 4 now. I think if they'd have beaten Fulham, they would have had a chance. I'm not saying they would have done, but in the next match week. But yeah, I think the likes of Chelsea, Tottenham, though they went on a bad run, Leicester. Who else is around there? West Ham. I think they're all a bit more consistent. I'm not saying West Ham up it. West Ham I could see slipping away, but they're all more consistent.
Yes, I mean maybe Liverpool might not even get in the Europa League, maybe.
Yeah, I want to sack Klopp though.
Oh no! Although I do think for Klopp, if he did decide to walk away and there'd be no hard feelings, maybe he does need a break. Maybe.
Yeah.
It might do him good. I think.
I do like Jurgen after.
Oh, definitely. Don't want him to go at all because he's great in his interviews and he plays good football as well.
I think he looks like a nice guy to go to the pub with.
Exactly. You could imagine having a drink with him, sitting in a pub, couldn't you, with him?
And just having a normal conversation as well.
Yeah.
He seems very down to earth. as he called it when he went to Liverpool, and Jose Mourinho was still at Chelsea in the year Brendan Rodgers got sacked, and he became the Liverpool manager. In his first press conference as Liverpool manager, he said, "I am the normal one."
Oh yeah, he did, didn't he? Yeah, I think I've read about that. Yeah, obviously I was out of football then, but
Obviously, because you know who the special one is, don't you, Will?
oh yes, Jose Mourinho. Although I'm not sure he is still the special one.
No, he might be the failed one.
Right, ready to move on?
And as for Chelsea, what do you think of them under Tuchel so far? Getting some wins, aren't they?
Yes, don't play exactly entertaining football, but they're not boring either, actually. So I think I could take that, actually.
Well, you'd have to say he's not been in the job long either, so he's got to just build on solid foundations. I know he's got the players, but it's a bit harsh to judge Tuchel's style yet, because he's hardly had a chance to work with the players.
Oh, yes, of course. Ask me again, next season.
Yeah, it's probably a bit unfair to say that. He needs a proper pre-season. Yeah. Even though he's got talented players, you still need time to work with them to get your philosophy across and come in mid-season, especially in these times, to a different country as well. It's
absolutely
it's difficult.
Right.
So they've done, in terms of results, they've done very well.
Yes. Right, now I'm ready to move on because we've still got quite a lot to crack on with. So if you're right to move on, Sam?
Yeah.
Right. Saturday the 6th of March now, we start. So Burnley 1, Arsenal 1. Aubameyang in the 6th minute, assisted by Willian. And then Chris Wood got a goal back for Burnley. I was watching it on Final Score. It's like, ooh, I can't believe Burnley scored. How annoying.
Oh, is that definitely the end of all the first round of matches?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah, so Chris Wood's a good player, actually.
He is a good player, yeah. Did very well for Leeds and has done pretty well for Burnley since he's come as well.
Who did he play for before? Well, he may have gone somewhere else before that, but who in the 2014-15 season, well, I know you weren't in football, but who did he play for?
Are you asking me? As in, like, quizzing me?
Yeah. Who did Chris... Before he went to Leeds?
I first heard of him as Leeds, mate. So, I'd have to look it up because I wouldn't know.
One of your favourite teams?
Oh, West Brom, probably.
No, one of your actual favourites.
Oh, right. Oh, okay. Wolves?
No.
Brighton?
No.
Nope, I don't know. I give up.
Right, Chris Wood, and he got promoted in the 13-14 season.
Yeah.
With Leicester City, and then played the first year of the 14-15 season under Nigel Pearson in the Premier League with Leicester City, and then left the summer that Claudio Ranieri came in.
Yeah.
So he played for Leicester City.
Oh, he played for Leicester, did he? Oh, right. No, what I first heard of him at Leeds, so...
Yeah, he left the summer that Claudio Ranieri came in.
Oh, okay, right. Well, yeah, I didn't... oh, right, okay. So, yeah, when Nigel Pearson had gone and Ranieri had come in.
Yeah. But, yeah, Arsenal mid-table, bang average, but with a good manager, and I think given a good
there's still a lot of positives at Arsenal.
I don't think in terms of the season there is, but I do think in terms of
what Edu's doing and what Arteta, they're going in a good direction.
yes, that's the word, a good direction.
Yes.
And club like Arsenal, if this happens again next year, Arteta will be out the job. But
I don't think I think they'll do well next year. I reckon.
I do too, but if they don't, then he'll be out because Arsenal
Yes,
can't
well,
be down.
let's hope that doesn't happen because I really want to see Arsenal, really want to see Arteta do
See,
well.
I like Arteta's philosophy, but I'm not sure about Arteta himself. He seems a bit boring.
He does seem really
No.
serious. I get that. Yeah.
So what is it you like about Arteta?
Well, it's his style of football.
Fair enough.
Right. Yeah, so Chris Wood in the 39th minute. Oh, yeah, I've already said that. And yeah, right, are you ready to move on? Because obviously still got a lot to do, so I want to try and get through quickly. I know we might not go as in-depth in some of the matches now, but, you know, we still got quite a lot to get on with, so...
Yeah.
Just warning the viewers, you know. Right, the next game, Southampton 2, Sheffield United 0. As we said, Southampton got to winning ways. James Ward-Prowse with a penalty in the 32nd minute, and then Che Adams in the 49th minute, assisted by Stuart Armstrong.
Did you see his goal?
I did, yeah, I saw it on Match of the Day, yeah. Great goal.
What did you think? An absolute... He only does world-class goals, Che Adams. He's
a fantastic player, isn't he?
Did you see the goal he scored against Man City last year?
Oh, I can't remember, mate. Probably. But last season seems like ages ago now.
You know the one where he scored from the halfway line?
Not off the top of my head, no. I probably saw it, but I can't think of it. So anyway,
he's a good player. Southampton, when they've got everybody fit, are a very good side for everybody, but they do struggle when there's injuries.
When there's lots of injuries, yeah. One injury they're fine with, but yeah. I mean, Che Adams
really have the strength in that.
Yeah.
Hello.
Oh, I think we have JLIWheels on the line now.
Yeah. I was getting bored of being on my own. Where are we up to?
We are on to Southampton and Sheffield United.
So is that the...
We did from the 1st of March. So we've done the week we missed, and we're doing last week. So.
Blaming it, we'll be here forever.
Well, no, yeah. We're speeding through some of the games now, so.
But a good win for it. We're just up to Che Adams' brilliant goal scored last week.
Oh, I've just joined and I've got to go because my phone's going off. Hang on a minute, hang on.
Yeah, it's a stunning goal.
Yep. And yeah, good to see Southampton get back to winning ways, and yeah, brilliant. Right, you ready to move on, Sam?
Yeah.
Are you,
But as for Sheffield United, I bumped back to earth after their win the week before.
well, there's nothing much really to say. Anyway, are you both ready to move on?
Yeah.
Oh, is George still there? Has he gone?
No, he's on a phone call, so we'll keep
Oh,
going.
right, okay. Right, the next game, Midlands Derby, Aston Villa 0, Wolves 0. And yeah, it wasn't the most exciting game, but wasn't a boring game actually.
Did you watch it?
I
didn't get
did,
to
yeah,
watch
because
it.
it
I
was
didn't
on
watch
Match
too
of the
much
Day, yeah.
football. Yeah, there were chances, weren't there, at either end?
Yes, there was, yeah. And Villa really missing Jack Grealish, you know. I mean, you know, with him missing, you know, it's you know, Villa have got a great team, but you know, there's no one that really comes close to Jack Grealish. You know, he's just
No. Although if you take John McGinn out outside, they struggle.
yes, although he is a great player, but you know, for me, and I'm sure a lot of people would agree, I think they struggle without Grealish more than they've struggled without McGinn, I think. But that's just my view.
Yeah. No, they did struggle without both, you know. But
Yeah,
yeah, Grealish is influential, no doubt about that.
yes,
I'm
and
actually a
yeah,
bigger fan of McGinn myself, but
I agree. I think McGinn is as important as Grealish in that side.
no, I think
Do you
Grealish
agree?
is more important
I
than
agree.
McGinn.
Grealish is just as important, but McGinn's a great player.
Oh, he is a good
Look
player,
how
yeah.
look how they struggled without him last year.
But then they still had Grealish, you know, to rescue them as well. So
Yeah, but look at the difference when they both play.
I think
George?
the conversation about Villa with and without Grealish is a little bit like insulting on, you know, to Villa in a way, because they've done so well to get to where they are.
well,
I agree.
they have, yeah, but you're always gonna struggle when you've not got Grealish.
Have you watched tonight, George? There's been some very interesting debates.
Do you know what? I haven't know why what I missed.
You missed you missed loads of debates. The first one is that if Brendan Rodgers does really well at Leicester and gets them into the Champions League the next couple of years, why somebody like Real Madrid can't come circling for him when Pochettino's gone to a big side like PSG. But Will says, oh, they'd never come in for a Brendan Rodgers. But I said, is that because he's a British manager and his name's Brendan Rodgers and not Rodrigo Fernandez? So
No, I agree. I think that Brendan Rodgers has done enough to go to a bigger club, but I think that, you know, your continental clubs are never going to go anywhere near a Brendan Rodgers because he's called Brendan Rodgers.
I'm not Rodrigo Flores or something.
And also, his CV isn't exactly flawless, is it?
No.
No, but I'm just saying if he got Leicester into the Champions League consistently over the next couple of years, why not?
Which he will, I think.
Yeah, but it could be too big of a step up for him. Like Moyes at United.
Right. And the other...
I'm more inclined to agree with Sam, I'm not going to lie.
The other debate we had
go on,
was apparently was apparently uh, apparently Will believes that was on about when United played Brighton and Ed Woodward didn't shake the Brighton's chairman's hand after the game before COVID when they beat us 3-2 at the Amex a couple of years ago. And Will said, oh yeah, Ed Woodward, because he lost, might have been angry, so he shouldn't have shook his hand. And I'm like, no, you don't do that.
You always shake hands. It's a sign of respect.
Yeah, but if you felt like you wanted to punch them, then it's better off not being with them.
No matter how angry you are, you've got to shake. Ed Woodward looked at his hand and then walked past it.
He must have thought his hand has been interesting to look at it.
See, that's just disrespectful in my view.
That when you're a figurehead of something, in fact, in any walk of life, but especially when you're the figurehead of something like Man United, you can't be doing that.
Put yourself in his shoes, though. Well, I've already said what I needed to say, but you know,
I don't care what shoes he wears.
not literally.
Wellies, in my opinion, he could wear Nike shoes, any shoes he wants. You do not.
No, not literally. No, metaphorically.
No, I know, but I'm saying whatever shoes you wear, you do not turn somebody's hand away, however much money you've got.
Yeah,
even
but
if you hate them.
No. It has nothing to do with money.
Well, then why didn't he shake his hand then?
Because, you know, emotions were high. It was probably best not to just.
It doesn't matter. That doesn't have to do with the amount of times that I've finished a game of football and we've lost, and I've come to whack myself against the wall because I'm angry. But I'd never not shake the opposition's hand. You've got to be.
Even like us, Sam, do you remember? Like, we used to, we always used to shake hand at the end of, like, PE and stuff. And we'd actually tear into each other.
Exactly, and that's because you have to have that respect. You can be angry, Will, yeah, of course, because emotions run high. But you can't not shake. You've got to be modest. You've got to be modest in victory and gracious in defeat, and you can't.
But you might feel like punching them if that case, then don't go near them.
Well, yeah, I've been on the football pitch where I've wanted to punch people because I'm angry that we've lost. I've had that feeling. But
the nasty side to Sam.
No, you've got to control those emotions, and you still shake people's hands.
Sometimes you can't control emotions, though. Some people can't.
No, sometimes you can't, but you've still got to shake the hands. Let your emotions out afterwards. Go and kick a few doors down if you need to.
Do you know when we had that conversation the other day, Will, and one of the things that caused the issue is the fact that you don't back down from stuff, even though when your opinion might not be right. Like, the much more respectful view is to turn around and to say, fair enough, this happened. You have to be the bigger man and you have to shake their hand no matter what.
Anyway, I've said what I needed to say, and, really we need to, keep speeding things up now.
Basically, Will doesn't want to talk about it, so we're moving on.
Well... Look, I've already spoke about it, and I want to keep speeding things up. We've still got quite a lot to cover, so.
God, I'm getting deja vu from yesterday here, Sam.
There was another point I can't remember what it was now, but yeah. Anyway. We'll carry on.
Oh, football. If it's not entertaining, then what's the point?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but not every game of every sport ever is going to be the best thing you've ever seen.
Will said that he'd consider sacking Sean Dice. Consider it because Sean Dice doesn't play great football. But I tried to explain to Will that Sean Dice does the best. If they tried to play like Man City every week, they get hammered.
Not just that as well. That's like saying any team that doesn't play a distinctly beautiful brand of football.
There's no way I'd want to go see Burnley play.
See, I would.
Really?
Yeah, why not? Yeah, because I tell you what, Will, Burnley do a great. Let me tell you, if Burnley lost Sean Dice, they could very easily slip down the leagues. Let me tell you. You
Not
look
just
at
that as well. They're a good
you
community
look at what.
club.
So, yeah, exactly. And you look at what somebody like Nick McCarthy did at Ipswich, getting them near the playoffs every year, and everybody.
What he's doing at Cardiff right now.
Yeah, and everybody moaned with Ipswich, who had one of the lowest budgets in the Championship, and they were just getting like in and around the playoffs. And everybody said, "Oh, that's not good enough with Ipswich." And now look at where they are without him in League One. Just that the manager. So do you see my point? That balances.
The problem with having that kind of conversation with Will is Will finds that sort of stuff funny.
And also, well, I play power chair football, right? And I'm not getting angry with you. I'm just trying to explain. I play power chair football for Sale United. We were one of the bottom sides in the league, in the Premiership, and we would, in most games, the opposition would dominate the ball unless it was a team that was near the bottom like us, and it'd be 50-50, one goal in it. And West Brom were the best team in the league, and they could pass the ball, and like they play like Man City do now. It's like bang bang, one side to the other, and they'd wear you out. You might get a few blocks in, but eventually they'd come at you till they'd break through. But we were solid defensively, even against those teams. We made it difficult for them because we had organisation. We didn't have the skill to do what they did, but most times we lost. I think we only had 2 draws against them, but they were tight games. Every game that they came off, they would beat some side 7-8-0. We would get beat 2-3-0, and they'd say, "Yeah, you really put in a shift today. Good on you," and they'd respect that. But if we were trying to improve all the time. But if we tried to play like West Brom, we played very open football because they were better than everybody else, so they could just attack without really worrying about defending. If we played like that, we'd get destroyed, and we'd be in the Championship again. So Jordan knows what I mean, don't you, Jordan?
Yeah, I get what you mean. I think it's like if you gave Burnley to somebody else that wasn't Sean Dyche, this is the basic point, would they be able to understand the club like he does? And
you feel like he brings the best out in those players. He gets every inch out of them.
And I think when you look at the budget they're on, the actual team they've got is pretty decent to me.
Maybe if the food's good at Turf Moor, I'd want to go.
Anyway, the thing is like we've said this before, you don't really look at football the right way. I mean, each opinion's their own. But our opinions vary.
That's just me, and obviously, everyone's entitled to our own view. Football for me needs to be entertaining, otherwise what's the point for me?
Yeah, but even when it is a good game, you don't watch anyway.
Well, no, I do watch.
If you're looking at your cat.
No, that was only one match.
Well,
yes.
Northwich Victoria are a semi-professional club, right? And they're your local team.
Yes.
Well, there's two Northwich teams, isn't there?
Actually, there's
but...
three. There's Witt and Albion as well.
Okay, so you've got a couple of semi-professional teams there. Now, because they play semi-professional football, would you go and watch? If
No.
somebody offered you to go and watch Witt and Albion or Northwich Victoria, would you go and watch them?
No.
Even though it'd probably be more of an exciting game for you.
No, probably not.
Let me tell you, Will, I found Nantwich Town more entertaining going to watch Nantwich Town in the first round of the FA Cup proper against Fylde last season. And my heart was fluttering much more than going to watch Man United at Old Trafford against Liverpool. Jordan will know the feeling.
Do you know why that is? It's because, Will, it's because it matters more.
Especially like when they're semi-professional and you know what the money will do for the clubs and stuff. Like, it's a big community thing.
Oh, I appreciate that, but I really can't imagine going to see Northwich
in the grand
Victoria.
scheme of things, if Man United lose against Liverpool, it doesn't really matter. But if Nantwich Town go out in the first round of qualifying for the FA Cup, it's a big deal because the money they gain from it. And also, there's something about watching lower league football. There's an honesty about it and a physicality about it. Yeah, it's non-stop.
Fair enough.
Don't get me wrong, there are still boring games. I've been to some proper boring through games, but
I bet you wanted to leave, didn't you?
You'll see. You know what I mean? That wholeheartedly. I miss going to the Alex more than anything. I really do.
And I miss going to Nantwich and this. But as you know, Will, I went to go and watch Winslow Town when I lived in Winslow. And Winslow Town were an amateur club, so they weren't even semi-professional. Didn't have any stands or anything. And you just stood around the edge of the pitch.
Bet that was the best experience you've had, or one of.
I loved it. Yeah, it was like the standard wasn't great and there'd be loads of missed time passes, but there'd be about 60 people there, Will. That's it. And
60?
You just hear everyone shouting on the side and the players. And you hear the verbals and the abuse at the referee. It's just, like, all part and part, like, so raw and brilliant. It's great.
It's about the thing. My question to you to round this debate out, Will, is for us the reason why we enjoy that is it's about the love of the game.
Yeah.
Like,
fair enough.
Do you love the game enough to sit there and watch a boring 0-0 with 60 people, knowing that you're still going to enjoy it because it's blood and thunder football? But
and it's your local team. And it's your local team as well.
No, I maybe it's because you boys, obviously, you're football through and through. Whether I'm not compared to you guys.
Yeah, but you're the host
and
of the
also,
football. In fact, I'm not having this conversation again.
Well, no, I'm just being honest.
I think when you watch lower league football or non-league football and then amateur football, you see like these are just, especially when you watch amateur football, you're like these are just like we are, like amateur footballers who just get up on a Sunday, aren't getting paid and do it for the love of the game, obviously to win, but because they love football. And that's why the fact that there's no grassroots football at the minute is such a shame. Because
And
there's
that's fair
millions of
enough.
people.
If they want to do that, then that's fine.
And the thing is as well is all football starts from grassroots. Really.
Every player starts at grassroots that's ever played the game.
Because even now, when you've got the 6-year-olds in like the United Academy, they're playing on grassroots pitches. They're not playing on like AstroTurf or 4G.
No. AstroTurf or what? I've never heard of that other term.
4G, like a 4G pitch.
Oh right.
Well, they're horrible, they are.
4G, hey, that's a new one for me. The only
Remember when we
4G I
played
knew
that?
was internet, broadband.
Yeah, but we played with AstroTurf. But didn't we play at Man City at the Etihad there?
I don't think it was at the Etihad. It was some football ground, wasn't it?
I remember something, yeah.
We met.
Didn't we
Phil.
go with Phil?
Yeah.
Yeah.
God,
I think it was City, you know.
It was hard
I
to
don't
move on that, wasn't it? I remember.
Yeah. Anyway, Will, again, we're not having a go at you, mate. We're just...
No,
it's good that we-
I know, and it's good to hear your views as well.
You and your stubborn
'Cause-
opinions are grating on me, mate. Let me tell you.
Oh right. I think we better move on. I think.
Yeah, let's move on.
Right. And the final game on the Saturday was Brighton 1, Leicester 2. I was groaning on final score when Leicester scored.
Hey, no, we support Leicester on this channel.
Yes.
I watched the first half and didn't watch the second half.
I do like Leicester, but this game I wanted Brighton to win.
First half, Brighton were terrific. But
Yes.
it's the same old story again. Can't hang on.
Can't finish the dinner. That's what it is, mate.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
a shame. I'm praying they don't go down, Brighton.
No.
Please.
They're gone. They don't deserve. If you can't do it, you don't deserve to stay up.
No, I think
Yeah.
West Brom don't deserve to stay up.
Yeah, but you don't like Big Sam.
Yeah, well, no, that's true.
Like, it's not fair.
And Sheffield
West
United
Brom.
don't deserve
Like
to
West
stay up
Brom.
either.
It is on for you. If West Brom would have had Big Sam all season, they'd have stayed up. Whereas now, there's no. They're not completely out of it, but I just can't see past Fulham staying up.
Well,
Really
we
can't.
can only hope, or I can only hope.
Yeah, but in fact, I'm not. Moving
Bye
on.
bye, West Brom.
I think with Brighton, it's definitely mistakes of their own making.
Yeah, because they make so many. They do play good football, man. I know we've had this conversation, but in the build-ups, they play good football. The issue with Brighton is they're so soft-centered that they can't finish, and they always concede.
Yeah.
And the two most important things in football, well, as you know, is what happens in the two penalty box.
Yes,
penalty
of
areas.
course.
You know, and it is
Attacking-
unbelievably smart football that they play, but ultimately, as anybody that's a newly promoted team will know, you have to have that killer edge.
Yes.
And they couldn't have
Especially,
any less of a killer edge if you tried.
Hopefully they'll strengthen in the
Especially-
summer, Brighton, if they're still in the league.
Yeah,
I
but
don't
that's
think
way
it's
too
about
late.
players. I think it's about they've got an issue there. I think there's like they're not being taught to be ruthless. Like you can teach that in the team because they just don't seem to have it there.
Graham
It's
Potter
very-
Graham Potter's a good manager, but I do think he is. I don't know how to word it. I think he's a good manager, but I still think he's overrated.
I agree.
Fair
think
enough.
that-
You're entitled to your own views.
Yeah, but I think
Oh yeah,
that,
sorry. Carry on.
you know, it's backed up in the fact that they have got a very good team. And when you've got a person like a Welbeck or a Lallana or, you know, even a Tarek Lamptey or a Trossard or a Basuma.
They've
They
really
are a
missed
very,
him,
very good
Lamptey.
player.
He's out for the rest of the season now.
Yeah, but I'm on about players in general. When you've got those kinds of players, you should be able to do more. Yeah, I don't know what went on with Matt Ryan, but I imagine he wasn't very happy that he was playing second fiddle to somebody who spent last season on loan at Forest Green Rovers. No disrespect to Forest Green, I do think they're a good team. I like their ethos and I think they play good football.
And I like the carbon neutral thing.
Yeah, I love it.
Doing.
I think it's
I
great.
think it's great, and I think I think they're a smashing club, and I think other teams they're forcing other teams to lead in their footsteps.
Yeah,
now,
and
so
they've
good
got,
on 'em.
and you know, I've spoken to Forest Green fans before. The fans that are there because of the ethos around the club, the fans that they've got are real diehard fans. And I love
Do they like the ethos? Do they like the ethos?
I think the fans, most of the fans are behind it. Yeah, but a lot of the players will, you know, go along with it because I've heard this from players on that podcast I was telling you about that played at Forest Green. A lot of the players will go, you know, with the ethos, but when they're not around the club, they'll still eat what they want to eat.
No, but in terms of the recycling and stuff.
Oh yeah, but I think if you're not behind it, you should be anyway. It's the way all football clubs should be.
Yeah, they are leading the way though.
Oh yeah,
Forest Green.
absolutely, I agree.
And I think I just like to say a shout out to Forest Green actually while we're here because I think it's marvelous. Carry on.
And I think that they are a team that have the, you know, the workings of a team that could, you know, in the next couple of years come up the leagues a lot more. I think.
How are they financially in terms of?
Well, with all this carbon emissions and all that, I imagine they're pretty self-sustainable actually.
Very appropriate for a club called Forest Green.
Anyway, is that all for the debates?
Yes.
No, we've got one more.
Oh, go on.
One more.
Oh, right.
Sorry,
okay.
Will, if you don't mind me, because we like these debates. I've just thought of what the other one was that I couldn't remember. We were saying at the start of the show that if Danny Ings leaves Southampton and doesn't sign a new contract, where in the bigger clubs he could go, and we said Leicester was one because Jamie Vardy is coming to the end, not coming to the end, but you know, could still have an impact and you know they'd be stronger. And we said that, and then I was saying how about Man City because Aguero's obviously coming to the end, and Will said he preferred Gabriel Jesus over Danny Ings. And I disagree because I think Jesus misses a lot of chances, you know.
Yeah, you're right. He does. I like Danny Ings, as we know.
I like Danny Ings as well.
Oh no, not you whispering.
Oh, sorry. Actually, I'll probably hand over to you guys if that's okay.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's fine.
Who would you have? Would you have Danny Ings or Gabriel Jesus if you had to pick one?
I like Jesus. I'm a real big fan of him, but he does miss a lot of chances. You can't deny that.
And Danny Ings gets a lot less chances than Jesus gets.
Yeah. But Danny Ings, over the last couple of games, to be fair, has slowly started to sort of lose his touch. Obviously, he scored that goal against. Oh God, who was it? I watched it. Was it against Wolves? Yeah, Wolves. But yeah, no, I don't know. I think that's a difficult one because I am such a fan of both players. I guess it depends the situation you're in.
Yeah, maybe I was a bit harsh on you there, Will. Sorry, because I said I can't believe it. I was flabbergasted.
Well, I think in current form and of the form of the last couple of seasons, you would have to say Danny Ings. You would. It's an easy decision. Sorry. That's the problem with having 4-year-olds in the house. I'll be screaming. But no, yeah, absolutely. Danny Ings all the way for me currently. But I think Jesus still doesn't actually get enough chances in the City team for me. So
he doesn't really get a run, does he?
no, and that's the problem, isn't it? Really, I still feel like we really don't know what he's capable of as a player, and that's obviously a problem.
Yeah, I don't think he's improved that much from the Jesus that came to City to the Jesus of now.
No, but I think obviously, like the skill set he has as a player is pretty much all he's kind of got. Which, you know, he's a great player. You know, I don't want to disrespect Jesus in any way.
Just so I agree, he's very talented, exceptional. But I just hope he isn't one of these that underachieves in his career, if you know what I mean.
Mind you, even if he does, he's spent, you know, most of his career so far playing at the top level.
No, I agree with that. I just mean he has the potential to be super good.
No, I agree. I think Jesus could go all the way. I do.
But whether he will or not is a different story.
I think City holds him back too much. Because I don't think he'll ever be the sort of shining star in the City team, will he?
Like Aguero was, you mean?
Yeah, like Aguero or a De Bruyne or a Gundogan at the minute, who's won 3 Player of the Month in a row.
Has he?
Yeah.
What, in the City team or overall?
I'm sure in general, because I saw it earlier on. It said January tick, February tick, March tick.
That is pretty good. I mean, his form's dropped off a bit now.
Did he assist at 2 goals and score one last night or the other day against Southampton or whatever?
Did he? I didn't see it.
Oh no,
He is a great.
De Bruyne scored 2 and Mahrez scored 2. Sorry, I think he only scored the 1 and assisted maybe 1.
Right, Will, shall we move on?
I think we should.
Yep. So.
Please don't whisper.
Oh,
So-
blimey, we have quite a lot of games to go, actually. Oh no! Oh no! Hang on. Sorry. No. The predictions. Sorry. Yep. Sorry.
Wait, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Right, well.
Yeah, we're on predictions now because we've spoke about.
No, we're not. No, we're not. We've just done the last game on the Saturday.
We've not touched any. There's loads of games we've not even touched yet.
On the Sunday.
Hang on. So.
What was the last game on the Saturday, you said? Last week.
Brighton and Leicester. Oh yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Oh.
We've still got Sunday, Monday,
Oh Jesus.
and
Tuesday.
Wednesday to do.
Wednesday.
Not Tuesday.
Okay.
Right, let's crack on.
Bloody hell,
I think I'll hand over to you guys then.
Yeah.
What? You can't. It's just like, oh my god, I can't do it. carry on, Will. You're the
Oh
best.
no, Will's checked out. He can't be bothered.
No, but and also, I can't be too loud, so I'll hand over to you guys.
Oh no, don't make me laugh, Will.
Right, I'll do it then. Let me get the games up.
Right, next game is Newcastle West Brom 0-0. And it's probably a good job Will can't talk about this one, because I imagine he wouldn't have anything good to say even if he did. So I felt this one was a really big game, and obviously we talked about it when we talked about Man United versus City a little. But it's sort of a staple for those teams, Big Sam, very defensive, will do whatever he's got to do to grind out a result. Steve Bruce has sort of turned into the same sort of style. Yeah, there's not much to say about a 0-0 really, is there? I don't know about you, Sam.
Yeah, I don't think it did either side good, to be honest.
No, I agree.
They both could have done with the win,
Yeah.
and it keeps them down there, as it does with Newcastle drawing tonight, and they got a late equaliser, but as it does for Newcastle drawing against Villa, keeps them down there. They're not pulling any trees up, are they?
Yeah, does nothing for, and that's the problem. I think there are two ways to look at it. Slow progress is still progress, but also, you're looking at Fulham and you're thinking, okay, well, they're making some decent headway, and you sort of run out of time, really.
Yeah, and and even it's even teams like Wolves have got to be careful. I know that sounds ridiculous to say, but they're only 9 points off, and you can very.
No, I agree. I think that
you can very easily get dragged in at this because a team at the bottom like Fulham puts a run together and it throws the cat amongst the pigeons.
Yeah, and it does, and it certainly will as well. I think obviously, I said West Brom still do have a chance, but
it's a very faint.
Yeah, it's a slim chance, I think.
But, well, it's not very faint. It's slim, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't say
a bit like me, very slim.
They're not dead and buried, but they're not nearly there either.
They're desperately sucking for oxygen, aren't they? Towards the top of the mountain. That's what they're doing.
They've reached Everest and they can't get down.
Yeah. So
Newcastle as well. We're talking about Brighton. If I was Newcastle, I'd be starting to get very worried.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to be down there, do you? If you put a run together now, and you say a Newcastle or a Brighton, if you put a run together, then within a few weeks you could be fine and be in a really strong position. But you could always go the other way. Sorry.
The only thing that's saving Newcastle at the moment is the teams around them are getting, aren't picking the points up other than Fulham.
Apart from Fulham.
Yeah. No, I agree. So it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard.
I think if two of them were racing towards survival, then in that bottom three, then they really would be in trouble. But they still can't rest on their laurels at all. Either of those two.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You ready to go on to the next game?
I'd be working night and day. Yeah.
Yeah. So the next game, we alluded to Fulham picking up points. It was a fantastic win for Fulham against Liverpool.
And they played well. I watched this game. They were absolutely sensational.
And it was a good goal as well from Lamina.
It was.
About Fulham is we've sang their praises on this channel for a long time now, it seems. And you know, you've got somebody like Will who's too busy talking about Brighton, whereas I feel like you just can't.
All the momentums with Fulham.
Yeah. If anybody's gonna stay up, if anybody can do it, they'll do it.
Yeah. If I mean, they could very easily not do it. It can all change, but you just feel that they've got momentum.
I've got belief.
And the difference for me is, even when they're losing, they're playing well. So they're playing well consistently, whatever the result. I think they've conceded 2 goals in 7 matches. Now, that is not a relegation threatened side type of conceding goals. Obviously, they don't really score enough.
Well.
Yeah, they probably would like to score a few more, but to be honest, they are, you know, defensively, that if you're gonna stay up, you have to be able to defend. So yeah, no, it's so they have to
Okay.
so you have to be defensively strong.
Here's a question. Sorry, here's a question, and throw it to Will as well. Why not? What's the problem with Liverpool?
I think it's a case of Virgil van Dijk and missing their fans.
I don't think missing the fans can be an excuse anymore. I really don't.
Yeah, but some teams are missing their fans badly than others.
Yeah, but I think a lot of teams.
I think Will does make a good point. I think that Liverpool have sort of lost the spark, probably because they put so much into the last couple of years trying to win the league. That the fans isn't an excuse, but they give them a lift because they wouldn't accept what's going on right now, and it gives the players a second wind. I do think
the problem with
not
that
a
is
lack
that
of
any
effort,
team can say that, can't they?
No, but I just mean with the effort they've had to put in because when you win the league, it's natural to go on a bit of a downer. I know they've had injuries, and you need the fans to pick you up, and they haven't got that, so they're struggling for their own. I think they're a bit flat. That's the problem. And I'm not saying the fans is an excuse, but I'm just saying I think the fans would have helped them get the second win.
No, I think you're right. I do agree.
You don't have to agree with everything I say.
I do agree. I just think that I'm when I'm saying I don't think it's a good enough kind of excuse, I still agree that it's a factor. Especially when it's it's the cop, it's it's Anfield. Do you know what I mean? So it does make a difference.
And I'm not saying that their poor form's down to the fans. I just think it's down to a lack of energy they've got.
Yeah, and they have done a lot. Obviously, Liverpool as a team has done so much.
I'm not sure how much is left in the tank.
Yeah.
When you think we didn't have a proper pre-season either. You didn't really get to enjoy the title win with the fans and release that energy. So it's sort of... And although their fall from grace, let's be honest, has been dramatic. I mean, I don't think they'll get in the top 4 now. I really don't.
Right, bear with me a minute. I don't know if you can hear that screaming, but I'm going to make it stop. Hang on.
Do you think Liverpool will get in the top 4?
No.
Well,
no, I don't think they will now.
No, you sure? Well, you're not sure, but you don't think they will. Okay.
Yeah, I think they're gonna have a real job. they're going to have a real fight on their hands to get there. I mean, not impossible, but it's going to be very, very hard now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think you can discredit Liverpool. Liverpool. I don't think
No. But if I was a betting man, I'd say they probably won't do it now.
If I was, I mean, I'm inclined to agree. I think.
What more
I'm
have
not
they got
saying
to
it's
do anyway?
impossible.
If they win the FA Cup, they pretty much won everything.
They've not won the League Cup with the club.
Oh no. Oh yeah, that is true.
Yeah, but World doesn't count that as a real cup.
It is a real cup.
No. It is a real cup. You can't deny. I mean, I'd rather scrap the League Cup, but
Yeah, exactly. We'll.
Do you not, George? Do you not think that the League Cup is a major trophy?
I do. Will doesn't. He wants to get rid of it.
No, you can't get rid of the League Cup.
yeah, I'd rather have more importance on the FA Cup.
It's the best chance for a smaller team to win a trophy.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Well, but it still counts. If you've won the League Cup, you've still won a trophy.
Yeah.
The Charity Shield doesn't count for me. I know you get a trophy for that, but it's only one game and it's for
They don't
charities.
really understand what the charity shield is about.
I would keep that because that would be raising money for charity.
No, I'm not saying get rid of it, but some people count it as a trophy, you know. You don't really trophy based on
It's still a trophy.
No, it was a no, yeah, maybe.
No, it definitely is a trophy though.
So if somebody asked you what did Crew win this year and they'd won the Charity Shield, would you say that?
Yeah. I probably would, yeah.
Yeah, I probably would be at United, but I'd say it with a bit of tongue in cheek.
Yeah, oh well, we won the Community Shield, you know.
But if somebody said, "Oh, you didn't win the trophy this year," I'd be like, "Yeah, we did. We won
Yeah, we
the
did the
Community
Community
Shield."
Shield. That's it, that's exactly it.
For the people. Right.
I've lost the train.
Where are we up to? Well,
We're up to City and United.
excellent. Well, I'm gonna let you have your say first.
Okay, well, we covered this on Football Central, didn't we?
I can't see
Yeah.
you whispering, but go on.
Oh, sorry, should I?
No, carry on.
Okay, right. So we covered this on Football Central. So
Yeah.
really, if you watch that, there's not really much else we can say, really.
No, it's true.
Do you not just want to recap quickly what you thought of the United performance, Will, and
Well,
Just,
fantastic performance.
high energy and
Yep.
Yeah, well,
And
I'm
so-
not right now. High energy.
Yeah.
Will,
yeah.
do you want to say who the goal scorers were?
Oh yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah, right. Sure.
Right. So. Okay. So goals for Bruno Fernandes with a penalty in the
Penalty,
second minute.
Obviously, only scores penalties.
No, he doesn't only score penalties.
Kinda does that.
He's class, though.
Absolutely.
I'm not saying he's not. I'm just saying that he only scores penalties and he's overrated.
Yeah, shut up, Chelsea fan. They all can.
Overrated. Though you can't deny.
He's not overrated.
He is not Jesus like everybody thinks he
Excuse me?
is he?
Maybe overhyped, but not overrated.
All right,
Oh,
okay.
absolutely.
Overhyped, I'll take then.
But no, when I say there is a difference between overhyped and overrated. As in, overrated means that they think that they're better than that people think they're better than they are, and overhyped means that they're a great player, but they get talked about too much. And I think Bruno Fernandes gets put in the overhyped category.
Yeah,
Anyway.
I can see.
Anyway,
Go on, Will.
so Bruno Fernandes with a penalty in the 2nd minute, and Luke Shaw in the 50th minute Luke Shaw scoring in the 50th
What
minute,
was that?
assisted by
Luke-
Marcus Rashford.
Luke Shaw.
Can't hear you.
I can't believe you think this is whispering, lads.
Lads, oh god. Here we go with the lads.
This is whispering.
That doesn't sound much different from what you're doing.
No, but
Stop. Right, enough now. Stop it.
yeah, you're
So
right.
who scored our second goal? I can't remember.
Oh, no, don't.
Luke Shaw in the 50th minute, assisting Marcus. Sorry, Luke Shaw. That's the second time. Luke Shaw in the 50th minute, scoring, and Marcus Rashford with the
Sorry,
assist.
who was it again? Who was it again? I couldn't hear you.
I'm not saying it again.
Right,
I'm not saying
okay.
it again.
I
Okay,
thought
have
it was.
for you. It was Luke Shaw in the 50th minute, assisted by Marcus Rashford.
I thought it was a very high energy performance.
Oh no!
Manchester United were excellent, just like my cooking.
Oh dear.
The high energy impressed us. City could not cope with it. And you know what surprised me, boys? Is how United come at City with the ball, and how much of the ball that we actually had. I thought we'd be on the counter attack all day, but actually, we actually had spells of real good possession.
Right, are we ready to move on, lads?
And as for City, I think obviously they are going to win the league, and this was just a bit of a setback of a City. But as a Manchester United fan, I feel that we will always be proud that we have once again the pride of Manchester.
Wait, are we carrying on in our accent?
Please don't.
Oh yeah, let's do it. Sorry, hang on, we're not doing anything. I'm getting a phone call. Wait a minute. Carry on.
Oh, right, okay. So,
No, I thought we did well, to be fair. We had spells of possession, didn't we? Well, it wasn't.
yes,
all
it
just-
was a very good game. And if you want to hear more of our views, then make sure you click the Football Central, the Manchester derby.
We played really well, to be fair.
We did. Can we move on, please?
Yeah.
Hang on a minute, mate. I haven't given you my opinion yet.
Yeah, but I want to try and sort of speed it along, lads, sort of. We've still got a lot to cover, so...
Just because I'm Australian, it doesn't mean my opinion isn't valid.
Go on,
Please.
Mr. Australia.
Please
Well-
don't use your accent.
You know, I'm a very big fan of Manchester City, obviously, and not a very big fan of United, but no, it was a good win, and still think City are going to win the league, and it's not going to do very much for United, but good win, and always good to see Bruno scoring a penalty, which only he can do, you know, and good for Luke Shaw to get a goal. Yeah, there's not very much to say other than that, really, is there, mate? So
Luke Shaw there has played really well this
Luke
season.
Shaw,
I would argue that Luke Shaw has been our best player.
well, he is fantastic, and I've been saying this for a good number of years now. So it was very good to see him doing so well. Yeah.
Right, are we ready to move on, lads?
I'm really excited to talk about the next game because it's Tottenham versus Palace.
Gareth,
Yeah.
Bale Force wins his back. You can't keep quality down.
He is. I'm sorry. He certainly is back, Mike. I'm very pleased
Don't
about
get too
that.
carried
What about
away.
you? What about you, Will? Are you pleased about that, Mike?
I wouldn't get too carried away. He'll probably get injured again.
God, you're so depressing. You really are.
Well, you admitted though to me, didn't you, that you thought he'd played well recently.
Well, I wouldn't say he's been amazing, but he's done good.
Yeah,
What
he's
is
phenomenal.
he scored 6 goals in 6 games, you said this. Or was it 7 in or something like that anyway?
Will, he's been ridiculous.
He may have changed a bit. He's not got the explosive pace, but his intelligence.
Well, I've
He's
never
suddenly
thought he's
come
been an
back.
amazing player.
No, I'm not having this. I'll fight you till the cows come home on this.
Oh,
There's
no.
an argument, Will. He's been the best the best British player of his generation. There's an argument.
Me and my dad
There's-
wouldn't agree.
There's
Well,
an
that's good for you.
argument for that. I'm not saying he is, but it's certainly been the conversation, right, George?
Yeah, when you're thinking about like Harry Kane and Raheem Sterling and Wayne Rooney, yeah, definitely.
Well, is he? Which generation is he? Is he Harry? He sort of crosses over from Harry Kane
Yeah.
to.
He's sort of in the middle of Kane and Rooney, isn't he? Because he, Wayne Rooney was an experienced player by the time he was on the scene, and Harry Kane wasn't even professional. So he's sort of in the middle of that. Of his generation, then, you could say, yeah, he probably is the best British player.
Yeah.
Fair
But-
enough,
but-
anyway.
But Bale's
And
generation
he's certainly-
didn't have a lot of good English or even Scottish or Irish players either, so.
Or Welsh, for that matter.
Or Welsh. But you're not going to get
And,
very many better Welsh players than Bale, are you?
I tell you what, though, Bale. There's no doubt he's been world class at times.
I reckon he'll stay at Spurs. I do now. I didn't think so,
Ah,
but I do now.
How about his pay, his wages? Though they're not going to pay 300. He'll have to take a pay cut.
The thing is, I wanted Bale to stay. I wanted him to do well because, unlike Will, who thinks he's dog shit, I think he is, or I think he at least was the number 3 player in the world when he went to
I
Madrid.
agree. I agree. Do you not agree, Will?
Clearly not. He's just laughed at us, which is very disrespectful. But okay.
Bale at his best, Will. How far was he from being the best player in the world?
Well, Messi and Ronaldo have always been better than him.
Oh yeah, we know that.
Yeah, but
but
we're
that
not
doesn't
disputing that, are we?
Well, that doesn't mean he's not a world-class player. Messi and Ronaldo are just ridiculous, arguably the best of all time.
Messi, Ronaldo, Lewandowski.
Lovely.
Yeah, but Lewandowski wasn't the best anywhere near the best then. Not about when he left Spurs to go to Madrid.
Well, I was out of football then.
Oh, great. So basically, you're making judgments on a player that you've hardly even seen when he was at his peak anyway. So you're there laughing, saying, oh, yeah, he's awesome. But really, you don't even know whether he's any good or not.
Well, but when I saw him play for Real Madrid, I wasn't really that ever impressed with him.
Yeah, but that's because he never got a chance at Madrid ever, really.
And actually, in his first couple of seasons, he was
Yeah.
quite good at the
I completely agree. Especially his first 2 seasons, he was brilliant.
He was
Right.
as good as his first 2 seasons at Madrid as he was at Tottenham. But it's just later on, wasn't it, George, that he started to when
Yeah.
Zidane came in.
After the Euros, really, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, are we ready to move on, lads?
Because Will don't want to talk about Gareth Bale, sorry.
How about the other team? Who did they play that day?
Who? What?
Palace.
What? The
Benteke
other two?
scored.
What?
There you go. Will won't want to talk about that either.
Oh, Benteke scored a great goal. He rose like a salmon. What did you think about Benteke's goal? Well,
Here we go.
like a rare. You can remember the time when Benteke scored.
He scored like 5 times this season.
Like an animal,
No.
like a rare animal. There's not many of them left in the world.
Oh my god. I don't know how we do this with you. Your footballing opinions make me want to just shoot myself. They really do.
Oh God, that's quite dark and negative.
Well, yeah, that's how you make me feel. Negative and dark. You make me feel like there isn't happiness in the world. So you even made Sam leave.
Oh.
Sam's too busy crying now. But no, yeah, definitely.
Probably his internet has gone. I know Sam. He wouldn't go.
A good result for Spurs. Good to see Bale back, sort of in amongst it again, and maybe a sign of things to come for him. I would hope so.
Who knows?
I really would. To move on to Monday, starting us off is Chelsea versus Everton. An own goal from Ben Godfrey, which was off a deflected Havertz shot, who also had a goal disallowed in the game. And then Havertz was tripped for the penalty, which was converted by Jorginho. So the main thing to talk about here, obviously, is Kai Havertz. Somebody that I've been not critical of, but underwhelmed by for sure. And it's good to see him there, getting involved a bit more, because he doesn't really, I don't feel, or he hasn't. Sorry. So it's definitely good to see him still, there and doing what he can do. For Everton, I don't know. I thought this had an Everton win all over it. Really, I kind of did. I'm not gonna lie. And I'm surprised that Chelsea was so dominant. Being a Chelsea fan, it's probably not the best thing to say that, but it's true. And yeah, I suppose there's not much more I can really talk about on that one.
I've messaged Sam to ask if he's coming back.
No, yeah, I can see that, but I'd probably just give him a few minutes.
Oh right, yeah, okay.
We'll move on because you want to be quick, of course.
Yep.
West Ham versus Leeds. Oh, I kind of do want to wait for Sam with this one because it's another Jesse Lingard goal, another good performance from him as well. Obviously, his neat little 1-2s causing trouble. Then he got brought down, missed the penalty, and then scored the rebound. Sorry. And then Craig Dawson doing what Craig Dawson has done for years in the Premier League, being a great aerial threat from set plays. Good header. Something that I know, I was quite confident West Ham were going to win. As we've said before, and I need to say it again, really difficult to sort of gauge what version of Leeds United you're going to get. But I'm all for David Moyes doing well, so no complaints from me whatsoever. Although I do enjoy watching Leeds, and I like Marcelo Bielsa as well.
Fair enough.
We're almost there actually now.
Yeah.
Manchester City 5, Southampton 2 on Wednesday. 2 goals from Kevin De Bruyne, 2 goals from Riyad Mahrez, and a goal from Ilkay Gundogan, and a penalty from James Ward-Prowse, and a goal from Che Adams. Now, there were only 2 assists recorded here. They were both recorded by Phil Foden. I haven't seen the highlights of this one. I can't say much about it. You said to me the other day that you felt like 5-2 was a good result for Southampton. I think that I would be disappointed with it if I was Ralph Hasenhüttl, to be honest.
No, I think it doesn't sound too bad actually, 5-2.
I don't know, that's just me though. I think it's pretty shocking.
Fair enough, as we say, we're allowed to, each to our own views.
Yeah, I think for City, part of it's to do with they want to prove a point. They want to prove a point after the United result, and they did that. Obviously, of course, they did that. So yeah, good to see. Absolutely. Now, I don't know whether you want to wait a minute for Sam to come back, or whatever you want to do.
Well, yeah, ideally I'd like to wait for Sam, mind you. He's not actually online.
Yeah, I think his internet's gone.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because I don't think... I am sorry if I did annoy him, though.
I think then, if that's the case, Will, we move on to predictions.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, we'll move on to predictions, and then if Sam comes back, we can do predictions again.
Yeah, obviously, there's also today's game against Newcastle, which you've sort of, for Newcastle against
Sam
Villa,
sort of covered that,
Kieran Clark scored against his an own goal for his former club to give Villa the lead, and then 8 minutes later, Jamal Lascelles scored by Josh Murphy. Or is it Jacob, that one? Not sure. Anyway, as quickly as possible, I'm going to say the game and my prediction, and then you say yours, yeah?
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Leeds versus Chelsea.
Oh, should be a really good game. I'm going to go 2-1 Chelsea.
Okay, I'm going to say 3-1 to Chelsea. Palace versus West Brom.
0-0.
Okay, I'm going to say 1-0 West Brom. Everton versus Burnley.
1-0 Everton.
Yeah, I'm going to go for 1-0 Everton as well. Fulham and Man City.
Oh. 2-1 City, I think.
Yeah, I'm going to go for 3-1. Southampton Brighton.
I'm going to go with a draw, I think. 1-1.
I'm going to go for a 2-1 win for Southampton. Leicester versus Sheffield United.
Well, Sheffield United, we presume, will be managerless.
Oh yeah, will be.
And they're already dead and buried anyway, so 3-0 Leicester.
Yeah, I'm going to say 2-1. Two big games in a row next. Arsenal versus Tottenham.
Yeah, I'm going to go with a draw, I think, for this one. Yeah, 1-1.
You're going to say draw. I'm going to stick my neck out and say 3-2 to Tottenham.
Okay.
And then a game that we'll probably be covering, Man United versus West Ham.
Oh, actually, not sure. Might be, might not.
I'm gonna say a 2-1 West Ham win.
I'm going to say 2-1 United.
Okay, and then finally, Wolves versus Liverpool on the Monday.
I'm going to go with... I'm going to go with a 1-0 Liverpool win, I think.
Away from home, yeah, I'll probably
Yes.
say the same 1-0.
Oh, right, okay.
Right, so we've made it to the end, so I guess I'd better bring us home, eh?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think Sam's going to make it.
No, I think you're right. Well, that is the end of the video then, everybody. If you have enjoyed, don't forget to leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe to the TubeMix channel. It means a lot, helps us out, especially with the football show slowly sort of coming to the end. As much of as much support for this show as possible would be really nice and really appreciated. We will be back. I've said sort of provisionally here, Sunday the 14th of March for United versus West Ham. Even if, let's say, Will can't do it or he can start it but he can't finish it, then I'm available. I'm sure Sam is as well, and even if Sam maybe isn't, maybe Alex could step in. So yeah, you'll probably see us then, and then again to do the Roundup show.
Actually, I might actually hand that match, to you guys, actually.
Okay then. But until you see us next time, take care, stay safe. On our usual sort of COVID positivity update, all three of us that are currently doing this show right now have all had our vaccine.
Yeah.
Which is really weird to say.
It is, yeah.
In an unbelievably positive way. So we're all happy. We're getting there. And
as the advert says, let's keep going.
Yeah, exactly. Let's keep going. Let's keep doing it. We can do this. We're almost there.
Absolutely.
So, from everybody in the TubeMix channel, goodbye and take care.
Goodbye and stay safe.
Stay safe. Goodbye now.
Bye. Doug, no. I don't know where that comment come from, but you just put good friend Doug, no.
What? When? What?
I don't know.
This is why you need to be looking at the thing.
Well, I do look at I do, sort of flick in and out of the comments.
You need to have it window in window so people can see.
Oh, maybe, yeah. Anyway, if you're still here, don't know. If you're not, then never mind. But if you are here, thank you for the comment, don't know. Anyway,